The Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf, 1 3/8 on the turf course here. My favorite horse, the one I am most excited to bet, is in this race, but we'll let the suspense build a little longer. Who do you have on top?
Yeah, I feel like we should let you go first, but I'm not going to because you want to build that suspense. I think this is going to be a fantastic race. I really like the number 9 Cinderella's Dream. That's who I put on top, and I really like the number 14 See the Fire. That's who I put in second. So with Cinderella's Dream, a horse that's over here, has been over here, I should say, in the past, it had some success, shipped over here and won a race at Belmont at the Big A, won a race at Saratoga, came to the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf last year, got second, only beaten a half length. I thought ran very well. Still has pretty good form this year. Last race, maybe wasn't as good as what we've seen, but stretching back out now in distance, I think he'll be just fine. So I put number 9, Cinderella's Dream, on top. I'm not going to let the suspense build anymore, though, Mike. Tell me who you got.
Good pick. Cinderella's Dream wins by open lengths. I think this is, if you look at her race last year, yep, she gets a great spot. And if you read the trip notes, I'll go to DRF here. Love DRF, by the way. Appreciate them jumping out. Trip notes, weave through surging. That does not even come close to talk about the trouble that she had in this race. If you go back and you watch it, she is in third place, sitting a perfect trip on the inside. That's awesome. What's not awesome is when everyone else gets the jump on you because it's a slow pace and you're still stuck on the inside waiting for room. She was 8th at the top of the stretch after being in third at the top of the turn. She gets pushed back, gets to run when the chute opens up, so maybe a quarter of a mile left, or sorry, eighth of a mile left there at Del Mar, and she just spurts through this hole on the inside and runs up to second, has no shot at Moira, who gets all the momentum on the outside. Now she's drawn outside in the 9 post. I think she gets a better trip this year. And you mentioned, well, she's a little, she wasn't great last race. She ran a 102 time form last race. Her high time form last year as a 3-year-old heading into this race was 95. That is a 7% improvement over her previous time form, and that was her bad race this year. If she runs back to the 116 we saw 2 times ago, 111, we're talking about a 20% better horse than what we saw last year. And that horse should have won last year. Give me the number 9, Cinderella's Dream. My favorite bet on the 2 days.
I'm so relieved that we have the same horse after all this talk, this whole podcast about how much you love this one. I'm so relieved we have the same one. Yeah, look, I love with the Appleby horses, and look, both strategies have worked very well, right? Aiden comes in and they never really run over here, and he has horses run well. Appleby tends to have preps, whether it be the last one or throughout the year somewhere, they come over here. And that was the thing, with this one, you go back and look, her United States races are fantastic. I thought the Belmont Oaks was a really good race. Saratoga Invitational, Saratoga Oaks Invitational, another really good race. You mentioned the Breeders' Cup as well. So, and like I said, it's held the form pretty darn well. I know the last race maybe wasn't visually quite as good as what we were used to seeing, but still's won 2 out of 5. It's hit the board 4 out of 5 this year against tougher company overseas. So, like I said, I am thankful we're on the same horse. I do want to ask you about one because I feel like if there is one horse that for the United States that might win one of these route turf races, it might be the number 13. She Feels Pretty. She's pretty darn good. Mike, what did you think about her chances?
I have no interest in this horse.
Oh man, knife to the heart. Jeez.
Hey, look, I may be Cherie DeVaux's biggest fan. Well, one of them, one of her biggest fans.
In what way?
Because I love betting her. I love betting this trainer. She was absolutely ignored at the windows for like the first year and a half. Now she's getting some love from some other people as well, and thus getting some bets. Nice try, buddy. I know where you're trying to go with that. But yeah, she has been awesome, and I'd love to see her win a Breeders' Cup race. I'd love to see She Feels Pretty win this race, but I don't like the post at all. This is a horse that wants to be forward, third, fourth, somewhere in there. You're in the 13 post. This first turn is going to come pretty quick for you. There's other horses that are on the that want to be on the lead that are going to be forward in this race. All of a sudden, you're 3 wide, trying to find a spot in the second turn, probably 4 or 5 wide on the third turn. Just not the trip I want from a horse that's the lukewarm favorite in a race where I just don't see any way, shape, or form that she should be. I guess she's 4-1. There is a 7-2 shot. She shouldn't be one of the favorites in my mind. If She Feels Pretty was 10-1, we're having a different conversation. But she's never going to be 10-1. No. So the conversation for me is pretty simple. I'm leaving her out. And look, she's never missed the top 3. Never missed win, place, or show. This is the toughest field that she's ever faced. And I think that you're going to see that. And the price just doesn't reflect what I think I would need to be able to better here. I like See the Fire, the 14 that you mentioned. I think we got to talk about the 6, Diamond Rain, who lost to She Feels Pretty last time, but had a much worse trip in the EP Taylor there. I know you didn't love the ride on She Feels Pretty that day, but I think Diamond Rain absolutely live to improve second off here. Second time in the U.S., I should say. Or second time in North America. In this spot, 6-1, I like the price as well. I think Diamond Rain is live. Gazzara is the one I don't know what to do with. Ran in the Arc last time, facing the boys. We talked about how tough that race is. Prior to that, back-to-back great Group 1s, including a win in a second there. What did you make of the 5? Gazzara, who is your 7-2 favorite?
Yeah, with Gazzara, I'm with you. I think you just draw a line through the last race. You know, it just wasn't her day for whatever reason, and just forget about it. All of her other races look fine, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, second in a Group 1-2 races back, a Group 1 winner 3 races back off. That was kind of back earlier in the summer, but still, it was a good win. Group 2 win 4 races back. So I think it's there. I think you just throw it out. Look, the Arc's a really tough race. Yeah. I mean, that's not an easy race to finish 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, which is why we like Minnie Hawk like we do, because she almost won it. So just draw a line through that one. I think this is one you gotta. The problem is like the horses I like, at least the 5, the 9, the 6, the 13, and 14. They're all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the betting lines, right? So you can't play them all. You really should only play a couple of them in your pick 5s. And so that's why Gazzara, I would probably rather see the Fire on a ticket if I'm going too deep, the 9, 14, and kind of leave the 5 out. That's how I kind of look at it.
Yeah, I'm going to be 9-5, maybe 9-6. Okay. But to me, like Cinderella's Dream also is going to be singled and press tickets for me. If I'm alive in BCBC and Cinderella's Dream, look at the top of the leaderboard because it might be me. We'll just put it that way. That's how I feel about this 9 in the final. So Breeders' Cup, Filly and Mare Turf, number 9, Cinderella's Dream for me. Number 9, Aaron takes the Cinderella's Dream as well. 9-2 on the morning line there. Hopefully we get that price. I think we will because this is a very contentious field.